Protection. Do you use protection in Project Zomboid? If you answered the question before I mentioned Project Zomboid, I really do hope that the answer was yes. Because your health is important, just as your character's health. Personally, I don't like to get bit. However, my dogs think otherwise. When I do get bit in Project Zomboid, I would appreciate if I could walk away unscathed. On that note, we're testing new armor today. For scientific reasons, we would make zombies bite us in hopes of discovering why cannibalism is a great idea. I meant, what is the ultimate armor in Project Zomboid? I hate long intros, but one last thing. The armor that we're gonna use today can be created with blacksmithing, tailoring skill, metalworking, or carving. And I know that you wanted a blacksmith guide. However, I would rather redo all of my linear algebra courses than create a comprehensive guide on how to blacksmith. Does that mean I won't make a video about it? I probably will. More on that at the end of the video. Wooden armor. Why did I show you this video? Because I couldn't unsee it, and I didn't want to be alone. Now that we've bonded over this video, we can proceed, as one of the cheapest options provides a good amount of equipment. Now, as you can see, it doesn't look very comfortable, and our character will start complaining soon. That happens with all of the armor, so be careful. Now, one big problem is that we don't have our neck protected. And let me tell you, in the course of this experiment, I found out that zombies love your hands and your neck. Now, wooden armor doesn't have gloves, as far as I know. But if it did, they wouldn't last long. I'll explain why later. But as you can see, we're pretty well protected. Let's finally start spawning zombies. Just for clarification, the zombie tried to bite me a lot of times. I just didn't show them. I just showed it once at the beginning. And as you can see, our hand got bit. So this time, actually, a wooden mask saved us from getting bit in the face. Now, there was one more bite, but it didn't register. I guess armor saved us, but it didn't do anything to the armor itself.
Wow, man. Damn.
So you gotta wear your gloves, people. The zombie got us in the shoulder. The armor tried to save us, but it couldn't. And as you can see, it takes like 33% of the conditions, so it can only save you 3 times. So personally, I wouldn't use the wooden armor because even though it's cheap, it breaks fast and it doesn't protect your neck, so that's kind of vulnerable. Bone armor, as you can see, adds more protection, especially to the neck. However, I forgot to wear gloves on this one, but again, it doesn't play a huge role, and I'll mention it later. So basically, bone armor has still the same durability, but it has more chances of protecting you. In this case, we got kind of unlucky, I'll be honest, but it adds more protection for sure, based on the stats. And as you can see, the gloves take only 2 hits and then they break. And since zombies usually hit your hands, that means that the gloves will break so easily and so fast. So in my opinion, bone armor is pretty good. It adds more protection, it protects your neck, but some bones could be quite hard to get, so it really depends on if you're hunting a lot and stuff like that. Next one is the tire armor. And I'll be honest, it's kind of glitched because you can see me wearing the shoulder armor, but it doesn't, like, you can see it visually, like it's poking out of my clothes. But the stats show I have unprotected shoulders, so they just don't add protection. And as you can see, our upper arm was bitten, and our shoulder armor just wasn't affected at all. It's still full health, even though it probably should have like worsened in its condition, you know what I mean? So for now, shoulder armor is pretty bad. Don't wear it, please. Even though the durability increases from 3 to 4 bites, I don't think it justifies the underprotection of upper arms, your head, and your neck. Probably is hard to make, so just don't make it. Wait until it's fixed at least. Scrap metal. I'm not gonna lie, the armor is pretty good. 100% protection to the head and to the neck is always good. Upper torso and lower torso pretty good too. Now shoulders could be better, but it's not bad. Now the problem is obvious. some metal armors get too heavy, and so you're slower, and especially if your character has no strength, or even if it's like 3 or 4 level strength, and chances are you're going to be over encumbered. I'm currently on the max strength, and as you can see, it kind of fills up my capacity. So as you've heard, we tanked like twice, but it registered only once, I think, because I checked all of my body armor and only the shoulder armor condition went down, so I won't lie, it's pretty good, especially the head protection and stuff like that, but the weight can decrease your speed a lot, and discomfort again. Look at the discomfort. And now for the gloves. There are scrap metal gloves, but they have the same protection as the bone ones, and they only increase the durability from 2 hits to 3 hits. So that's basically it. Now the spiked armor that I'm wearing right now is not like that good. I'll be honest, I received more hits from the zombie than the zombie received hits from me. Maybe I just don't understand what's it for, but yeah, I don't see why you would wear spiked armor. Now the best protection is given by the best armor, obviously. So that's metal body armor and stuff like that. A lot of it just gives 100 bite defense and scratch defense, which is pretty good. I mean, seriously, look at it. 100% defense on your arms. You can put on the gloves again. Head, neck, thighs, and shins are pretty well protected. So much protection, man. Now again, it has gloves, but it's like 70% bite defense and 80% scratch defense. The only difference between the other ones is that it increases its durability from 3 to 4. That's it. Now that was unlucky. So yeah, as you can see, the durability increases from 4 to 5 hits, and honestly, that zombie like couldn't kill me. It was taking too long. So yeah, if you add gloves to the mix, you get a good protection. So I kind of have mixed feelings about the armor, because wooden armor, bone armor, they protect you, but not so much that you would go through the trouble of making them. Even though bone armor was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but tire armor is... I wouldn't wear it, it's not worth it. And metal armors and scrap metal armor, it's good, but you need to have a great strength to carry them because they weigh too much. And so fighting hordes in the really heavy armor is not the best idea, I believe. So fighting like small groups and stuff like that would be great. So if I had to pick the best one, I would probably say bone armor, because it allows you to be flexible. So if you needed to run away, it's not heavy that much that it would slow you down, and it protects you well enough from small mistakes that you make while fighting the zombies. So why am I struggling making blacksmithing video? Because at first it looks pretty easy. First of all, there's just too much. Every craft has its own different things. Every craft has 12 different things, and each thing has to be crafted from another 12 different things, which is really annoying to explain. Recipes. There's a lot of them, and they just don't write what recipe you need. So I can't just give an example, hey, craft this, and I have to search through like 50 recipes in order to find out what recipe you need. I still have no idea how sharpness works, because grindstone relies on sharpness being low, but then there is no sharpness trait, at least I don't see one. Sometimes even searching for items can be so difficult. For example, take hatchet head that I need for grindstone. I type in hatchet, it just doesn't show up. But if I type in head and scroll through like dozen items, it's there. Why? Take like metal armor, for example, small armor plate. I need another like 10 things to craft it, and it has even things that I don't know how to get. Like they aren't craftable, they probably findable, but I'm not sure. Hell, even explaining how to build like advanced forge is gonna be like a minute-long sequence, because to build an anvil you have to go through pottery. I mean, it makes sense, but why? And all that pain just to craft one small sword, or again metal armor plate is gonna die after 5 bites, like seriously? Rant over. So if you are still watching and you're in this moment, thank you so much, it means a lot to me. And if you actually try to look into the equipment, you would see that I actually skipped like masks. For example, in scrap metal or metal, I skipped masks and neck equipment, because then would take like 2-3 tries of me just saying the same thing over and over, and I decided to just skip over that to make it shorter and more interesting. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.